Alright, I had just deleted 2 videos because I was making a video about this ranchero and accidentally stopped the video and I wasn't done talking about it. So anyway, I have 3 of these. This the AMT 61 ranchero. This particular one I bought used or started kind of modified. The guy I bought it from had cut holes in the fender somewhere in here to use. I hope he sees this video because I started the kit. I started the resurrection of what he was doing, but differently. He was using these headers and was going to have them poking out the fender here. So if the guy that was building this is watching, you'll recognize your engine and headers. I'm not going to use those on this kit. I don't know exactly what engine, but it will probably be the Daddy Warbucks Falcon gasser engine, since I'm not putting that engine in the Daddy Warbucks. Anyway, my other one, I have bought 3, but I had to use 2 to build this one. The other one is box stock, unbuilt, and I do plan on building it too. It'll be modified but stock-ish. Here's the doors, and these are off of the original kit. You can see the color of the plastic. The front fenders and hood are different. I did get these doors cut out nearly flawless. I will be picking this up in a minute and knocking it apart. The front's sitting crooked right now. It fell off. It'll have a one-piece front end, tilt front, when I'm done, or removable. But what I've done is the roll cage is the outer parts here, the door bars, I guess you call them, and the rear part is from the 69 Falcon Stalker, and then all the white is styrene tube. Now I'm going to remove the front end, and that's a one piece. A lot of work to do on it still, but it's just glued together. This is parts from the Falcon Stalker also. The front frame rails are rectangle. This is a piece of it. Rectangle styrene. I don't remember where that interior floor pan came from. This firewall is a flat sheet of styrene, which was actually a card. It's card stock, as you can see, AARP. Came in the mail. You know, styrene, right? It is tubbed all the way to the top of the bed, and as you can see, the tailgate is open. Now, I started this kit it was about 3 years ago. The reason I stopped working on it is because the rear part of the chassis, which I'm about to show you, this thing pissed me off. I was doing so good on this. It'll be straight axle front end also, by the way. And these are the stock wheels for the Daddy Warbucks with a different straight axle, which is actually a dropped, lowered straight axle. Anyway, put that back in the box so I don't break it. Removing the body. Here's the roll cage I was making. And yes, I did drill into here, I think, to put the to put the rear bars onto the, actually no, that's not the one. I drilled into the sides. I remember now. The sides right here. I drilled those out so the cross bar fits all the way into the cage. So that's structurally solid. These I think are just glued on. That one's probably recessed into the roll cage padding. Uppers also. But anyway, I have to put that back in the body before I put it in the box. There's the underneath of the wheel tubs. I'll push that out of the way for a minute and show. There's a tube here for pins that will go through here through these holes to hold the tailgate on, and it will be a functional tailgate. It's multiple pieces in there, and there's also a stop. There's a stop right here that when it opens, it will basically be flush level. I'm trying to line the pins up, the holes. The pins are either in the box or lost. I don't remember. It's been a while since I messed with this. So that'll be the level of the tailgate. It won't be completely flat, I don't think, but close. It will open and close though. And that was a pain. Oh, that was a pain to cut out. The tailgate was the worst. It was definitely more difficult than cutting the doors. So, but anyway, this is still, everybody knows if you're opening doors and cutting front ends off, this is all fragile, so I have to be really careful with it. But that's the body. These, if you recognize them, they're dragster tire and wheels. They're the really tall ones, but kind of narrow. So, and that's exactly what I wanted on this, because I wanted them to fit under the body. Now, back to the chassis. Actually, I still need the body for this, so I can demonstrate. Sometimes when you screw up, you just screw up, and it's just frustrating. So I'm gonna put this back together as best as I can without breaking anything. Come on now. This one has definitely got on my nerves. 3 years all the way till now. Every time I mess with it, it irritates me because, yeah. Oh, and it still uses the stock chassis floor pans down here. I think I got it. Well, the roll cage is still twisted. Anyway. Come on now. Don't you just wish handmade stuff fell together? So close. One side gets in the right spot and the next side doesn't. Anyway, I'm going to get it close and just show you. There. Okay, so that's how it should sit. Do you see the rear chassis rails? That is not how those chassis rails are supposed to sit, but 3 times I made those chassis rails. These pieces. this little triangle right here. This little triangle I had made as an adapter to put these rails in under the bed, and 3 times I messed them up and I ran out, and I just got irritated and didn't buy anymore and boxed up all my model stuff. And that was the last model that I was working on till a few weeks ago when I got some stuff out and started tinkering. Anyway, wanted to show that. It's my ranchero gasser that I'm gonna build. And I was talking about before the last video ended, because yes, I did run out of phone space and had to go and make room. But the Daddy Warbucks engine, it's using what I put in it now is a I call it a bundle of snakes injection setup. I'll get this chassis back out. That's the Ohio George multi-maverick chassis, a shortened version of it. But that's like I call it a bundle of snakes intake. And it just looks really cool. And that was a pain to assemble and paint. So, but that's out of a NASCAR model, I think. But I just thought it looked cool. So, and I have I didn't show that. The Daddy Warbucks car comes with a hood, which I now have. Okay, here it is. This is the hood with the teardrop scoop cut out. That comes with the Daddy Warbucks. It's also the same hood in the Georgia Shaker and the Wild Child Falcon. They're all 3 the same kit, just different stickers. But anyway, I don't want to use that one on this because of the bundle of snakes and the whole assembly of how I'm doing it. So I used flat styrene and made a completely flat hood for this. Let me get my grill. Kind of mock this up. And yes, it does kind of just stays together once I put it on. But like I said, this is going to be a funny car. So it will have a tilt body. I dropped the hood. I already painted the hood flat black. Alright. The grill back in because I pulled it out. I'm not going to worry about making it perfectly straight because I just need the hood to sit on it like that. So there, let me sit this down. Find a good place to sit it so I can show this. Well, okay, forget it. The front end fell off. That is 2 pieces of styrene. So now I'll take the hood off and show you. It's just literally 2 pieces of styrene. And it fits perfect. There's a tiny little gap on each side, but I'm fine with it. Anyway, wanted to show that again real quick before I put it away. The intake though, this is the Thunderbolt engine and a NASCAR intake manifold and a Maverick funny car chassis for a Falcon funny car. Can you keep up with all that? Anyway, now before I end this video, when it comes to styrene and me hand making things, I can make people sick. This entire motorcycle is almost 100% handmade. The engine, every layer to this cylinder head, that entire engine's handmade. Transmission, all of it, the frame, the gas tank, handlebars are actually metal. I made this pull lever for the brake. This is off of a die cast. Front shocks, or well, I said shocks. The shock tubes, whatever you want to call them, they're all handmade. The carburetor is all handmade. Literally the entire engine is handmade. So, and that's based off of a British one-cylinder Panther. This was the first 100% handmade motorcycle I've ever made. And it is 125 scale. Get me a ruler out here so I can show you. That is less than 3 3/4 of an inch long. It's kind of a chopper style. I handmade the gas tank, the seat, all of it. Like I said, out in these are stick pins. This air filter thing, that's out of a lighter, a dead Bic lighter. All of the engine is handmade. Every single piece. That took me days to build. I think I spent more than a week building that engine. And I kind of got in on the motorcycle kick for a while. I have well over a dozen 125 scale motorcycles that I've built, and this is one that I'm proudest of because it's handmade. But I have several of the vintage Triumphs, and this is my most modified one right here. Dual engine drag bike in 125 scale. Less than 3 3/4. Well, it's right at 3 3/4 of an inch, pretty much. It's 2 Triumph frames. The wheels and tires are obviously modified, changed. The front wheels are dragster wheels. A dragster wheel. The rear wheels are from the McDonald's dragster. That's the front wheels used as the rear for this. I don't remember what the slick is. I had to make it a slick though. The gas tanks, there are 2 of them. They are styrene rod. The 2 engines are adapted together, and the headers. I didn't finish the clutch cover, chain drive, whatever you want to call it. I got really close to finishing this one. tiny little seat on it. It's all handmade. So, and you can see where I spliced the two frames together right here. And the top is spliced right here. And the reason this is built is because I had bought multiple motorcycles from a man in the UK, in England, I think. The double kits. And he sold them to me at a very, very unreasonably cheap price. He really could have sold them for a lot more. But he sold them to me cheap because his son broke them. And this is the one that was broken, the frame. He had a 5-year-old son, and his son started tearing up his stuff. So he wanted them to go somewhere they would get built and not destroyed. So with that said, I'll be right back. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this box that's on my lap, I am not going to set them all up here at one time. I'm going to start with showing that's a Triumph, completely unbuilt. This one, the gas tank fell off of. It's a drag bike. Let me move these. You know what, give me a second. I have to make room in this box. Okay, so this one I call my tiki bike. Handmade gas tank. Made the frame rigid. The frame is actually painted to look like bamboo as best as I could do because of the tiki mask front end. And that's the Honda 4-cylinder engine in it. So I'm going to drop this back down in the box. Unfinished. This was the first Triumph bobber chopper I was making. I never finished the ape hangers, if you want to call them that. Aluminum exhaust tips from lighters, bobbed fender. Not sure. Put the gas cap over on the side. I don't remember where I got it. Next one was actually one of the last two I built. Made to look exactly like the one on the old display. It's got the right seat, the right front wheel, larger rear tire, and gave it some little stickers. Handmade the seat. I'm not sure where I don't remember what all I did to this. Oh, and it does have the pipes. The mufflers are 2 halves put together, so it's round instead of that weird funky shape of the originals. And I handmade the oil tank there. Alright, so next one. My mini bike broke. I do have the little bitty mini bike. Front end fell off. Didn't do the best job on it, but there's a little mini bike. Briggs & Stratton. And here's my purple Harley. Painted that with fingernail polish. Handmade the entire seat, 70s style. It's got a big, huge single exhaust on it, which has now just fell apart. Handlebars, front end, most of the frame, the gas tank, it's all handmade. Some Triumph parts on it. You can see parts are falling off. Little monkey bike with larger tires, different handlebars and seat. Really nice paint job I did on this. Let's see what's next. Another Triumph. These are the vintage Triumphs, but this one I put the larger tires from, I think, I don't even remember. This one's got a really cool paint job and a different seat off of a die cast 132 scale, I think. Flea on my hand. Anyway, custom exhaust on this one. This one's the Honda, and it's a bobber, cafe racer style with dirt bike tires. Little skull on the front. Modified, of course. Set this one off to the side. Set this one off to the side. Let's see what's underneath here. Okay. Unfinished. Bought as parts. It was scrapped out, broken, and I started modifying this. That's the one that came with the truck and trailer, the Harley. And here's the trailer that it went on. So if anybody recognizes that. The Indian that came with the 32 Chrysler. I think it's a 32. I customized it. The exhaust is broke off. It's done in the box. It's a shortened version of the stock exhaust. Bigger tires and wheels. I think that went off the Batmobile bike or something like that. Drag bike. Triumph drag bike with driver. Little gasser style gas tank in the front that actually does move. Handlebars are styrene tube, curved down. Custom seat. Rear fender. Painted it orange. The driver is posable. It's posable driver, so he can actually hold the bike up. No kickstand in needed. One of my exhaust tubes has fell off in the box, of course, and just now my rear tire fell off. And the drag slick off of this is off of the 125 scale Triumph GT car. The go-kart with my handmade trailer. Here's the go-kart that I modified. Front ends fell off pretty much, and I now see that little trophy thing in there. That goes on something I'm about to show you. But here's my go-kart. I'm not going to dig under these motorcycles. I just set the well, here's the handmade trailer and put one of my. Okay, I haven't finished this. This trailer's for the go-kart, and the mini bike sits in the front. The little red mini bike. So, with that little trophy V8 thing right there. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. The thing that just moved. That actually goes on a bike that I'm going to do. That's the only thing, to the best of my knowledge, that's broke off of it. I have two of the old BSA bikes, and both of them were absolute glue bombs I bought on eBay. And this is the first one. Turned it into a drag bike. The rear wheel is off of the Trumpeter Ranchero, and the tire is one of the I think one of the Triumph GT tires also. Very, very skinny front tire off of a 132 scale bicycle, I think. The entire rear part of the frame on this was destroyed and did function, but was glue bombed and destroyed, so I handmade all the rigid parts for this. So that's my first BSA, and here's my second one. Now this one, the rear suspension does still work, and I don't have the shocks on it yet. I did the Triumph exhausts, both sides. I handmade this whole sissy bar, and yes, it is pink. The gas tank has a ridge. The gas tank is actually made from green stuff putty and has a styrene ridge that runs all the way down the tank, and I did the same treatment of the styrene ridge on the rear fender. You can barely see it. The tail light is a kind of a diamond triangle pointed thing. Really crazy little narrow handlebars. Just wanted like a 70s chopper style, and that's the one right there. So the last one in the box is, let me put this up. They're so dusty. They were on the shelf for a long time. Dusty, just dusty. This one I bought from a guy. I don't even remember what parts I got. It was just like a little piece of a chassis of something, I think. Or is this one? No, I handmade this one. This is my handmade twin cylinder mini dirt bike. BMX style handlebars on it. Does roll. Does steer. Handmade gas tank, seat off a dirt bike. You know what? I don't know where my dirt bikes are. I have some of the dirt bikes also. But yeah, anyway. You know what? That made me think of something. I may have made a mistake here. No, I didn't. This is right. Okay. I was thinking that the Honda was actually a dirt bike, but it's not. I do have the dirt bikes though. I don't know how long is this video.